113. Jemez Springs, and the end of monastic patience. It was somewhere between February frost and full-blown heartbreak when I decided I was done playing mom's games. I don't mean done in the way you tell your dentist you're flossing now. I mean done like a Thanksgiving turkey, emotionally roasted. Because, kiddo, let's be honest, mom had been breaking my heart from basically day one. And not in the cute, slow dancing in the kitchen kind of way. No, this was emotional demolition, with a side of romantic gaslighting. The thing is, I'd always known something was wrong. But I was hopeful, naive, possibly concussed by love and/or pheromones. I thought, hey, maybe this is just one of those quirky modern relationships where your partner cheats on you repeatedly, calls it spiritual growth, and then suggests you read the 4 agreements while she flirts with a man named Raja. But eventually, reality caught up with me, like a repo man in a hoodie with receipts and a clipboard. This wasn't normal behavior. It was, in mom's favorite word, abusive. The irony was so thick you could spread it on toast and sell it at the farmer's market. I started thinking back, way back to the early days, to the brief oasis of peace after our month of forgiveness and rejuvenation, to that fateful night at Dual Brewery where Mom, in what can only be described as an interpretive revenge ballet, gave a full lap dance to a stranger while I sat there blinking like a guy whose brain just blue-screened. That, kiddo, was the moment I should have ended it. A clear red flag flapping in the wind, complete with bass-heavy background music and eye contact I still haven't recovered from. But no. The universe had other plans, because shortly after that performance art meltdown, Mom was pregnant, with you. And suddenly, all the neon warning signs turned to gold. You were a blessing. An accident, sure, but one of the beautiful kind, like penicillin or guacamole. You gave me hope that somehow we could become a family, that all this chaos could turn into something meaningful. And you have been a blessing, kiddo. You are the very best part of this entire Shakespearean disaster. But still, hope only stretches so far before it becomes a noose made of optimism. So when Mom told me, point blank, that she wasn't committed to our relationship or our family, and that she planned to spend the next few months in Denver, sleeping with the rest of the Colorado Rockies starting lineup, I decided I wasn't going to just sit on the sidelines like a celibate monk reading parenting blogs. Nope. If she was going to tell tales of debauchery and misadventure, I figured it was high time I had a few tales of my own. Enter Sari. Now, if this were a movie, Sari would walk into the frame in slow motion, with her hair catching a breeze from nowhere, and a soundtrack that sounds like your dignity getting its groove back. We'd always stayed in touch, had our own complicated history. But now, we were 2 people who'd been burned enough times to roast marshmallows over our shared trauma. So we decided to spend the weekend together. First in Jemez Springs, where the hot springs bubble like repressed emotions, and then in Albuquerque, which, let's face it, is always a little chaotic, so it felt thematically appropriate. We didn't have a plan, just a desire to breathe, laugh, soak in some geothermal healing, and maybe even feel like people again, instead of walking voodoo dolls stuck in a long-term relationship with a spiritual Instagram page. And you know what, kiddo? It was glorious. For once, I wasn't the one playing defense. I wasn't the one apologizing for something I didn't do, or pretending to agree with a TED Talk about sexual energy management through eye contact. I was just a human being, reconnecting with someone who didn't make me question my sanity every 10 minutes. And that was the real gift.